Yes.
I think we wait for
Some more people to join.
Hi everyone! Thank you all so much for joining me today. Is my voice clear? Can someone
Acknowledge, please, if you can hear Nikita's voice.
Yes, can you hear me? Can you see me properly? Is everything clear? We don't want any sound issues. I want you all to see the recipe really well. I'm just going to keep talking so you all can check if my sound is okay or not. It's good? Is it clear?
Yes, chef, it's clear.
Okay, excellent. We'll just wait. What time is it? Is it 11:30? Yeah. What time is it? 11:30 time? I think
Okay.
okay, we will be louder. And we'll just wait for maybe another minute or so till we have more people joining in, and then we'll begin the session.
Can't hear you.
Can't hear?
Yeah.
Everyone saying that?
50-50. Chef, 50-50 people say they can hear you. Some of they are saying that they cannot hear you.
Okay. Should we try with the headphones?
Yeah, I think it's needed.
Okay, I've connected my headphones. Hopefully it will be better now. Yes? Can someone, can you all tell me if you can hear me or not? Because only when I get a thumbs up, I'll start the session. Do you need me to be louder?
No, chef, they say that they cannot hear you.
Cannot hear.
Shilpa Gandhi is saying loudly.
Loudly, okay. I will try and be as loud as I can. I am gonna shout.
Okay, chef, so we are getting thumbs up from our audience.
Yes? Okay.
Yes.
Excellent. Hi everyone, good morning, good afternoon, and welcome. We are here once again with Amul for this Facebook Live session. My name is Nikita and I am the winner of the 4th season of Amul MasterChef India. Amul holds a very special place in my heart. It's been a very big part of my MasterChef journey. Every time I look at an Amul product or work with an Amul product, it immediately takes me back in time into my MasterChef days where we had the Amul pantry always stocked up with delicious Amul ingredients. Our MasterChef house always we had a kitchen that was always stocked up with Amul ingredients, and we have worked so much with it, and we all know that it's the best and the most premium pure quality. So today we are making eggless Madeleines. Now Madeleines, I'll just give you a little brief for those who may not know what it is. Madeleines are small cookies or like tea cakes, and they're French, and they're always made with eggs. They are in the shape of a shell with a little hump on top. A very delicate, light, fluffy, buttery treat, perfect to go with tea and coffee. But today, I have created a very special and very easy eggless version for all of you. So before we begin, the first step is to preheat the oven. So let's do that. Okay, so for Madeleines, one of the main things is a cold batter and a very hot oven. So I have my oven at 200 degrees and I've set it to top and bottom heating, and I'm just going to turn this on and we will preheat it. out of the oven.
Okay, so chef, a lot of people are again asking what's the name. So could you please just
The name?
Yes.
It's a Madeleine. It's called Madeleine. It's called Madeleine. You can just call it a small tea cake, but it's otherwise called a Madeleine. And one of the most important things about the Madeleine is that you need a chilled baking tray. Now, I have a Madeleine tray here, and this is what it looks like. It looks like little shells, very, very pretty little shapes. But this isn't crucial. If you don't have this, it's completely fine. You can still make your Madeleines in tart tins like this. And if you don't have this even, you can use your idli stand and grease it really nicely and use that. So either way, you have no excuse, you can make this recipe. Okay, so I'm just going to grease this Madeleine pan. Oven's preheating to 200 degrees. Second step is to grease this. So I'm just going to use my fingers because you really want to get into every line of this tin. So grease it nicely. I hope you all can hear me. Yes? Okay, okay. Okay, so we'll just grease our Madeleine tin. Grease it really nicely. You don't want them to stick to your pan. You could use a brush as well, but doing it with a finger is much better because you can really get into the cavity nicely. Just like that.
Well, chef, we have a lot of people saying that the voice is still not clear. So
Voice is still not clear. Should I try without my headphones again? I don't know.
Our audience Shilpa Gandhi is saying speak loudly.
Okay, I am speaking loudly. I'm speaking as loudly as I can. What else? I don't know what else can be done because maybe I'll do without my headphones. Maybe I'll try without.
Maybe we can try without the
Okay,
headphones.
I'll remove the headphones. Just a second. Just a second.
Mr. Rohit is saying let her bake, it's not a professional shoot. Somebody really kind to us.
I'm sure a lot of you understand. I don't know what the issue with the voice is, but you know, really, even if you can't hear me, you can just watch and you can still, it's still an easy recipe that you can learn. So
Without headphones, it seems there is disturbance. So it will be great if we can
put them back on.
Yeah, because I think without headphones, our lovely audience are getting the disturbance. The voice with headphones was much better. Yeah, so we are getting comments.
Okay. Okay, I've connected my headphones back on. I hope it's better now. Yes, yes, no. Can someone say? Yeah, it's okay. I believe it's okay.
Miss Reva Bhadri, our lovely audience, she's asking what's the name of the cookie?
The name of the cookie is Madeleine cookies. It's a French cookie-like tea cake, and it's not exactly like a cookie. It's not crunchy. It's still like a soft, like a sponge cake almost, and it's very light and airy and fluffy, and it's a little buttery as well. So it's very delicious, and it's perfect to go with tea or coffee. So yeah, very easy to make as well. Okay, so our tin has been greased. I've only greased 10 hollows because this recipe will make only about 10. So I've not greased the other 2, and I'm going to put this into the fridge to chill completely. You don't want the butter to start melting outside, so you're going to keep it in the fridge. so the butter can stay nice and chilled. Okay? Okay, so our Madeleine tin, greased, is in the oven. Once again, in the oven, sorry, in the fridge, not in the oven, it's in the fridge. Once again, if you don't have that tin, you can use tart tins like this. Just grease them with butter really nicely. And you can put your batter in this and you can bake it. It will still have a nice hump and it will still bake perfectly. And for those of you who joined late, there was an extra tip that I had given. If you even don't have this, you can use your regular idli stand and just take the plates, grease them and use them as well. You can put those in the oven or you can bake on the stove top with some salt or some stand on the bottom. Okay, now...
Chef, before we start, can we just repeat what we have done till now?
Yes, okay, sure, we can do that.
Lovely.
So, we are making French Madeleines. They are small cookies or tea cakes. And for that, the first thing I did is preheated the oven to 200 degrees. And the rack is in the middle of the oven. So that's happening with the top and bottom, both the heating rods are on. The second thing we did is we greased our Madeleine tin. And our Madeleine tin looks like this. This is what it looks like shell-shaped cookies, and I greased them all with butter and I put them in the fridge to chill completely, so the butter doesn't melt outside, and that's all we have done. Now is the next step, as we go over our ingredients. So here we have some Amul Taza milk, white vinegar, vanilla, some regular sugar, some all-purpose flour or maida, baking powder, baking soda, and some Amul butter. That's it. And some orange zest. We are making chocolate and orange Madeleines today, so I'm using orange zest. For the chocolate sauce that's going to go on top, we have some Amul dark chocolate. I'm using this one, Tanzania Chocolate Noir by Amul. And we also have some Amul fresh cream in here, and that's it. Very, very basic, very simple ingredients that you all probably already have at home. And usually, like I said, this cookie is done with eggs. It's rarely ever done eggless, but this is the most perfect eggless version I've created for all of you.
So Miss Shweta, she's asking, can we use the whole wheat?
You can, but the texture will not be very good. The texture will be dense. You will not get that airy and fluffy texture. So I would not recommend whole wheat for this recipe, but if you really want to do it, then no problem, you can.
And our Miss Pallavi Gupta, she is asking, the orange zest is necessary. Can we skip it?
You can skip it. So this is, I'm just doing an orange flavor, so I'm using orange zest. You can do it with lemon. You can skip it and just do plain vanilla. You can do some with cocoa powder and make it chocolate. You can do any flavor you like. This is just a very basic recipe. You can alter it to your liking. Yeah? Okay, now let's start. So here I have our milk. I will be posting all the measurements and the complete recipe towards the end. I'm not going to state any measurements right now because I don't remember them.
Astha Agrawal, the lovely audience, yes, we can use other mold as well. As Chef already said that we can use the...
I'm sorry?
The audience are asking, they can use other molds as well.
Sorry, what?
The molds.
This? Oh, other molds. Yes, you can. You can use any mold. If you don't have this, or if you don't have the actual Madeleine mold, you can use cupcake tray. You can use a muffin tray. You can make this like a normal cake in a normal cake tin as well. The batter remains the same. It's a very simple, easy eggless sponge cake batter that we are doing. The only thing that changes for a Madeleine is the fact that we will be chilling the batter. That's the only thing.
Can we use a silicone mold?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
You can, yes. Okay. To this milk, we're going to add our sugar. And next, we'll be adding in our vinegar.
So Miss Jyoti, she is asking, we can bake it on gas stove?
Yes, you can. Okay, so this is white vinegar. You can even use lemon juice. Any acidic, anything sour will work. To this we will add our vanilla essence, vanilla extract, whatever you have is fine. Okay.
Is it okay to use apple cider vinegar?
Yes, it is okay to use apple cider vinegar, absolutely. Yeah. Okay. So once you've added in milk, sugar, vinegar, vanilla, we're going to whisk this. And you want to whisk it until the sugar dissolves. That's very important. You don't want the sugar to be granular. You want it to dissolve completely. And you see the milk is foaming up. This is because of the vinegar that we have added.
Lemon instead of vinegar?
Yes, you can. So I'm just whisking it until the sugar dissolves and the milk becomes nice and foamy.
So our audience, Pallavi Gupta, she's asking, is it eggless?
Yes, it is. We don't use eggs in any of our Amul videos. It's purely vegetarian. Okay, this is looking good. You see how the milk has foamed up really nicely. It's nice and frothy. And this is exactly how it's supposed to be. And the sugar should dissolve completely. Okay, so once this is done, we're going to set this aside and melt our butter. So here I have some Amul butter. This is regular salted butter. If you are using unsalted butter, just add a pinch of salt to this. I'm going to skip it because my butter is already salted. And to this, I'm going to add my flavoring, which is the orange zest, because we're making orange flavored Madeleines today. You can do lemon zest, lime zest, or just skip it and just melt the butter by itself.
सुमन जी, हम लेमन जूस भी यूज़ कर सकते हैं विनेगर की जगह पे?
Yes. Okay. So just grate in about half of an orange, the zest of it. Okay, that's it. So I'm going to set this aside. And I'm going to set this in the microwave. I'm just going to melt it for about 20 to 30 seconds, just until this is completely melted. Okay, so this goes into our microwave. Okay.
Smells really nice.
Yeah, you can really.
Yeah.
Orange zest has more flavor than the juice, and it's so rich in oils that if you just grate half of this, I'm sure everyone knows how fragrant this is, but even when you're using the juice, what you can do is cut the zest and dry it and then powder it, and then you have zest powder that you can flavor anything with. This was your Amul Muska of the day. You know, when we were in MasterChef, our judges would every day would give us some really, hacks or easy tips or tricks, and they would say that ye tha aapka aaj ka Amul Nuskha. So something that we all really miss every day. Okay, so butter is melted with the zest, and what this does is the zest really releases all its flavors into the butter. So it's important that warm butter and zest, so it can really infuse itself into the butter. Set this aside. We want to use it when it's slightly cooled down. So let that be. And while you see how foamy this still is, just simple 3-4 ingredients: milk, sugar, vinegar, vanilla, and whisk together and see how foamy this is. And this really works as your egg in this recipe because of the vinegar and the milk. It combines and it becomes like a buttermilk. And when this mixes with a baking soda, it all reacts and gives a very nice fluffy texture, which is why this recipe is eggless. Okay, now into this we will add our dry ingredients. So here I have some regular maida or all-purpose flour. So just add all of it in. Okay. And then we're going to add our baking powder. I will post the complete recipe towards the end, so don't worry, you will get all the measurements, quantities, proportions, everything.
So this is baking?
This is baking powder.
Baking powder,
and you want to
okay.
always make sure you level it. It has to be leveled. You don't want to use it heaping. You only want to heap it if your baking powder is old, because the strength of the baking powder, the quality of the baking powder would have, reduced over time. So if it's really old baking powder, then you want to take it slightly heaping. But if it's fresh and new, then you just want to level it. It'll still do its job perfectly. Okay, that's the baking powder. And next we're going to add in baking soda. This also level. I'm only using half of this because I need 1/8 teaspoon. This is 1/4. Okay, that's it. And once you've added that in, just give it a mix. Be quite gentle. Have a light hand. Don't have a very heavy hand when you mix flour into your liquids. Do it quickly yet lightly. Okay. That's it. And once your flour has been mixed, you don't want to overmix. The more you mix your flour, the denser and the harder your cake is going to be. So the lesser you mix it, the fluffier it's going to be. So once the flour has been completely mixed into the liquids, stop mixing, and next goes in our melted butter that we infused with orange zest. So I'm just going to pour this in. Okay. And once again, give this a mix. Don't overmix it. You just want to mix it until, you can come a little closer. You just want to mix it until the butter is completely incorporated.
Wow, it looks so nice. Look at the color and the smell.
Yeah, our entire kitchen smells of orange right now.
Yeah, true.
You can even mix orange and lemon for nice citrus Madeleines or citrus flavor. You can mix orange and lemon as well. Okay, so you see I just gently mixed this in with like a rotating motion like this. That's it. That's it. You see the butter has completely mixed into the batter, and that's really it.
So easy.
So easy. And easy
It's-
ingredients. No special ingredients.
Yeah.
No special ingredients. Simple ingredients, simple batter. You don't even need a mixer or a beater or an electric machine. You don't need anything. You just need one mixing bowl and one whisk. Even if you don't have this, it's fine. You can do it with a spoon. You can do it with a spoon or even a fork. You can do it with anything. Very, very, very easy recipe. Okay.
And we have question from our audience. They are asking, can they use oil instead of Amul butter?
Yes, you can use oil. You can use oil. You can warm the oil with the orange zest and use it. However, a Madeleine is supposed to have the flavor of butter. It's supposed to be rich and buttery. No, it's supposed to be light, fluffy and buttery, not rich and buttery. Light, fluffy and buttery. So if you use oil, it will lack that buttery flavor. So that's why butter is important in this recipe. But if you just don't want to use butter, it's fine. You can use oil. It will still work. Okay, so batter is ready. Now the next most important thing to do for a Madeleine is to chill this batter completely. So we're going to cover it with cling wrap like this. You want to cover it nice and tight, make it airtight. And this goes into the fridge for at least 20 minutes. Minimum 20 minutes, you can leave it in for longer as well. But this batter needs to be cold, that is important. It needs to be completely cold. So hot oven, cold batter is what is going to make the perfect Madeleine. So this goes into the fridge.
Miss Priya, she would like to know what's the brand of your baking powder and baking soda. It's her, she has repeated this question. So would you like to tell our audience what is the brand for our baking powder and baking soda?
Baking powder and baking soda is Dr. Oetker.
Oh yes.
If Amul had the baking powder and baking soda, I would be using that. But
of course.
But there is no, I don't
Amul
think
is the best.
Amul baking powder and baking soda, so it's this one. But yes, Amul is the best. Yes, it is. I don't think there's anybody who does not like a slice of bread with Amul butter on it. I think
no one.
I think nothing beats Amul butter on
True.
a nice sweet milky bread and a thick layer of salted
how
Amul
nicely
butter.
it has got chilled.
Yeah, it's nice
The
and chilled, and
tray
you
is
see the
also
butter has chilled as
Yes.
well. So here I have some batter that I prepared beforehand. It's the same exact batter that I showed you, and this is nicely chilled. So I'm going to now transfer this batter into our tins, into our Madeleine hollows. And I'm using a mini ice cream scoop just so that they come nice and even, because I want them to be, exactly the same size. You don't have to use this. You can just do it with a normal spoon as well, and it'll still be good.
Yes, Miss Priya, she is
Yes.
using salted butter, Amul salted butter.
Okay, I guess I can make a couple more. I can make 2 more. I will just grease that. Any other questions? Anyone has any questions, any doubts? Feel free to ask.
So Mrs. Jalpa, she's asking how much lemon juice we can use instead of vinegar. I think she's asking for the proportion. Same quantity.
The same quantity. Yes, the same.
Is it like a 1 tablespoon?
No, half teaspoon.
Half teaspoon of lemon juice you can use.
I have a little extra batter. I'm just going to add it to each one.
So Mrs. Bhumi, she would like to also know how can we make it on the gas stove.
So on the gas stove, what you can do is take a nice big pan with a with a flat bottom, and you can put some salt on the bottom or even some sand, and then put a stand or like any kind of a rack on it, and then you can put your batter in your baking tin. First close it and heat it up nicely, so the salt and the sand will contain the heat inside, and once it's really hot inside, you can put your baking tin on the rack and you can cover it and bake it. That's how you do it on the stove.
Yes, Miss Sonal, we can definitely make this in muffin tins or cups.
Yes, you can.
She has already mentioned about it. You can use different molds.
Small tart tins. You can use muffin tins. You can use any small individual mold that you have. If you don't have anything, the last thing you can use is even a normal baking tin and make this like a cake. But if you're making it like a cake, you don't need to chill your batter. You can pour it and bake it immediately.
Wow, cake, amazing.
Yeah, but the method of the batter remains the same. Okay, that's it. That's done. So our Madeleine tin is nicely filled, and now this chilled batter, chilled tin goes into the hot oven, 200 degrees. So let's take this there.
So hot oven and chilled batter.
Yes.
Amazing.
5 minutes, 200 degrees. After 5 minutes, we're going to lower the temperature to 180 degrees, and we're going to continue baking for another 6 to 7 minutes. Should I repeat this? Could everyone hear me? Okay. I said the oven's preheated to 200 degrees. We're going to bake this for 5 minutes at 200 degrees. After 5 minutes are up, we're going to lower the temperature to 180, and then we're going to continue baking for another 6 to 7 minutes, or just until you feel the madeleines are cooked. That is going to depend from oven to oven. Your oven may take 5 minutes, it may take 7 minutes. So you just have to then check and see. Okay. Now, madeleines are in the oven baking. You saw how simple this recipe was with the most simple basic ingredients. Now we're just going to do a nice chocolate sauce for a garnish for our orange madeleines. So here I have some chopped dark chocolate and some Amul fresh cream. I'm just going to add the cream into the chocolate.
Yes, Mrs. Seema, we have to chill the tray.
Okay. I'm going to put this in the microwave for about 20 seconds, then remove it, stir it, another 20 seconds just until this is nicely melted.
Can we use pressure cooker
For
making this recipe?
Pressure cooker could work, again the same way it would work on a normal pan. You can put salt or sand on the bottom and you can bake in it. But I don't think a long pan like this would fit in a pressure cooker, but you can do it in a round cake tin for sure. Yeah. Put this away. Okay. So I'll put it in for 20 seconds and I'll just give this a little mix just to see.
Chocolate and orange is one of my favorite combinations.
Yeah, I don't think you can.
I'm sure a lot of people they like chocolate and orange flavor.
Go wrong with this combination.
Yeah.
It's the most classic match made in heaven, I think. Chocolate and orange. Okay. So you see the cream is hot, so the chocolate is melting inside by itself. So I don't think I need to put it into the microwave again. It's almost done. Okay, so I still see small bits of chocolate that's not melted yet. So I'll just put it in for another 10 seconds, just 10 seconds, no longer, just 10 seconds, just until that those little pieces of chocolate is melted. Okay. And our madeleines are looking really good. You can show them into the oven. Yeah. You see how nicely they are rising?
Wow, they look amazing.
Yeah.
Can we put small baking tins filled with this batter in a cake mold and bake it on gas?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
You can use this small panes, and you can put your batter in this, and just use a normal any tray, and just arrange them, and you can put it in your on the gas. Yes, you can. Anything that fits in your pan, you can. It's a very, very flexible recipe. You can really do it one way or the other, but you have to make it. It's so delicious and it's so simple. Okay, so chocolate has melted nicely. You see, and this is our easy chocolate glaze or chocolate sauce, whatever you call it. I'm just going to cool it down a little bit. It's a little hot at the moment, and I'm using this piping bag to do the drizzle a little later on. But I don't want to fill it yet because it's a little hot. Okay, so 5 minutes are up. I'm now going to reduce the temperature to 180 degrees. 180 degrees, and I'm going to continue baking for another 5. So 5 minutes at first, and then 6 minutes at 180 degrees. So that's going to be a total of 11 minutes, and then we'll check the color. If it's cooked and if it looks nice and golden, we'll stop baking it. If it doesn't, we'll continue baking it for another 1 to 2 minutes. Okay? Okay. So
I can smell the bakery in your kitchen now. It's so nice.
The orange and the chocolate.
Yeah.
It's nice and smooth.
It's like a proper bakery shop.
Yeah. Okay.
Amazing, chef.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Okay, you see? Looks nice. And now I'm going to fill this into my piping bag. Okay. I could use, just a second, could use a tall glass. Glass and put this in.
Wow.
So I can pour my ganache in easily.
Can we do it in convection oven?
Convection oven? Yes, you can. You can do it on convection mode. The temperature remains the same. You can do it in a gas oven. Also, temperature remains the same. You can do it on the stove top. Everything. Okay, there's no temperature on the stove top, but you just have to put your hand in and check that it's hot enough, and you feel that it's nice and hot, and then you can go ahead and bake it.
When we make it on the gas, you just need to keep checking the temperature.
You just need to, feel it. It has to feel hot. Usually, if you heat your pan for maybe 10-12 minutes, it's good enough. It will be hot enough for the cake.
Oh, somebody is commenting on our Amul girl. Yeah, she's so cute. Everybody's favorite.
Yeah, I know. And for so many years, everyone's been seeing the same girl, and yeah, look how nicely it's been drawn.
Utterly butterly delicious.
Yeah, the
Amul.
lady holding the camera is the artist behind this this really nice drawing of this Amul baby, Amul girl. Yeah. Oh. Okay. So now chocolate sauce is ready. Madeleines are baking. I would like to show you all how nice they look.
Amazing. Wow.
You can go a little
They have a nice
closer.
bump.
They have a nice bump. You can go a little up close. Okay. All right. They've risen really, really well.
Yeah.
Okay. We can get back to our recipe. Okay, so you see how nicely they're rising, and I must tell you all one thing is a Madeleine without a bump is not a Madeleine. A bump or a hump is crucial, and this hump is very easy to get it when you make it with eggs, but without eggs it was a little bit of a tricky challenge to kind of get this bump without using eggs and making an eggless version. but with some trial and error, I figured out, and this is how you get the bump.
Wow.
So that is you know, the main trick really, and it's really rising perfectly. You see how little batter we put, but how much it has puffed up. So you can imagine how nice and fluffy the texture will be on the inside, and how airy they will be. Okay, so while those are baking, we're not going to wait for them, because we can only garnish them once they're completely baked and completely cooled. Now, we don't have that much time, so I have prepared an additional batch of Madeleines, and you see how nice golden they are, and very fluffy, and they have the nice little hum. Yeah, so I'm just going to use these for garnishing.
Could you please repeat the chocolate sauce?
Yeah, the chocolate sauce is very, very simple. It's just Amul dark chocolate. You can use any dark chocolate of your choice. There's a wide variety. So any dark chocolate that you like, and a little bit of Amul fresh cream. I've just combined the two. Put it in the microwave in a glass bowl for 20 seconds. Remove it. Stir it. Another 10 seconds, and stir it just until it's melted. Once it's completely melted, it's done. Okay. So there, I'm just going to place my Madeleines on a plate, and we will garnish them now. These have been baked and completely cooled, so they're perfect to garnish. I'm going to drizzle over a bit of this chocolate sauce.
Amazing.
Some more chocolate sauce.
Nice bumpy humpy.
You can never have enough chocolate sauce, right? Any chocolate lover would agree. Okay, before I do this, let me go take a look at this. I don't want them to overbake. Okay, so they still look a little pale from here, so I'm going to give them another 2 minutes. So now we are at 5 plus 8, so 13 minutes in total. Okay, that's it.
5 plus 8, so
yes.
total 13 minutes.
Yes, 5 plus 8, 13 minutes, and they should be done at the end of this. Okay, now, yeah, they have cooked. They're done. I just want a bit more golden color on top. I just want a little more color on top, because they look nice when they're a little more golden. But otherwise, they're cooked. You can tell the way they're risen. They have a little crack on them. You know they're done. Okay. Now, we drizzled our chocolate sauce. I'm just going to grate over some orange zest.
This needs to be stored in an airtight container once it's cooled down, the question is?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And they're best eaten within 1 to 3 days, no longer than that. But you can store them for a little bit longer if they last. I don't think they will. They're very, very light, and they're very addictive, so I don't think they
People
last
will
for
finish
too
it off.
long. You will finish it off the same day you bake them. So, but yeah, you can store them in an airtight container. Okay, so I just grated a bit of orange zest on top, and just for a little bit of garnish, I'm just going to use some chopped almonds. Over some, you can do any nuts, or you can even skip. You don't have to do nuts. I'm just doing it for a bit of garnishing.
Looks delicious.
Yeah, that's it. So easy. There we have our orange and chocolate Madeleines made with the most amazing Amul product. And our batch in the oven is done. It keeps bothering us, right? Okay, let me go for a second. Just a second. Okay. Let's see. So I've gotten them out of the oven, and you can see how nicely they have risen, and they have that little hump on them, and that's it, they're done. Okay, that's it. They are ready. You want to show them up close?
Would you like to
You can, yeah.
would you like to cut them?
Yeah. Yeah, looks good. Looks good. I hope it looks good to you all. Okay. So I'm just going to set this aside. I cannot cut that one because it's hot. And when it's hot, you never want to cut a cake when it's hot. You never want to do that. But I can definitely cut this one and show you. The one that's completely cooled. You see the texture.
Wow.
You see how...
Without egg, it looks so nice and fluffy.
Yeah. It just looks like it's made with eggs.
Egg,
It's
yeah.
not. It's super porous and super fluffy.
But
Yep.
it's eggless.
But it's eggless.
Amazing.
That's it. So, that's it. Any more questions, feel free to ask. But otherwise, this is all for today. I hope you all enjoyed, and thank you all for joining. And I hope you all give this recipe a try. I will be posting the complete recipe with ingredients and quantities just in a bit. It will be on my Facebook page that you can find. It's NikitaGandhi, Nikita Gandhi. It's been tagged here as well, so you can find the complete recipe there. And you can also follow me on Instagram if you're not doing so already. I'm at TheVeggieFix, the VeggieFix, and I do a lot of recipes there. I do a lot of live stories and cooking every single day. I post a new recipe, so do follow me there if you're not doing so. And yeah, that's it. I hope you all enjoyed.
Thank you so much, Chef Nikita.
Thank you. Bye bye.